All right, so Kaido and the captain, you guys venture inside. Corpses that seem to be in various stages of decay.
Interesting adventure. I wonder if we can get a couple more necklaces and robes. Get the whole group in here.
Captain, we gotta get out of here. So,
Alright, I'm dead.
Bring it back to the edge of the woods here. Dump Freya in it.
All right, y'all. I'm really sorry, but having to do voiceovers of my dialogue has been very, very difficult. So this episode will have stretches of me doing a lot of narration with dialogue from the players sprinkled in. Next episode will be back to the usual format because my microphone will be capturing the audio like it's supposed to. I apologize for the error in these last couple episodes, but the videos have only been getting better, so just hang in there and hopefully you keep adventuring with us. Anyway, back to episode 13.
guys, I'm thinking that we should maybe try to take out a few more guys who come out to pee before we try to
What's
take
that?
them all.
Out to you guys.
They're pretty squishy.
Dracula, sorry.
I feel like if we start killing people, it might draw a lot of attention.
That's fair. If not enough people are going back in from coming out.
I think we should go inside and make a beeline to that little northeast corner with the passageway. The passageway in the northeast.
I'm down. What say you, Kaido?
Doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good, guys.
Does anything ever feel good?
I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be one of the undead. The fewer we have to fight, the better, because it's going to come to that eventually.
We can do both. We can take out the patrol of 2 and then go in. Maybe take out the patrol 1 peeing person and then head inside.
Captain, how many people did you count inside? Captain,
I can't remember. It was less than a dozen people. Six people. That's what I saw. Now these are very squishy humans, so
yeah, but if they start throwing spells at us,
that's like luring them one by one into the woods seems to be pretty effective.
Ever.
Take forever.
I mean, we can get the 2 on patrol and then the 1 guy peeing. That's, what, 3 out of 6?
2 on patrol would make 8, because the 6 were inside.
Yeah, but didn't those 2 come out after you?
Captain, did the 2 on patrol look like 2 that came from inside?
I don't know.
Is it possible to walk in there with the sense of authority? Pretend we're sent. I guess we'd have to know more information, but maybe we're inspectors or some kind of high-ranking officials who answer to no one, answer no questions.
We could wait for the next pee break and see if we can charm the individual who pees on the rock and pump them for information instead of killing.
The group is interrupted in their planning by cultists coming outside.
Yes, we've got one. We've got a cold one here. We gotta bring him in.
Luckily, they're still disguised as the cultists. Morgana has rolled a 20 on her performance check in playing dead, and she is in the wagon right now, about to be brought in.
Totally know what you mean. Well, we got to get back to it. Got to keep the boss happy. Ta-ta for now.
They continue to talk to the cultists in order to get their way inside. They decide to pose as new recruits from the south, and they need some information and some help on what to do.
For training, we're getting a tour for training. There's other piles, right? Other piles inside.
They keep trying to talk to the cultists in order to get more information, but eventually the captain charms the unsuspecting cultist.
So we've got the clock's ticking. We have to kill this guy or get out of here within an hour.
What do you mean you only have an hour? And killed me?
Not you. Some other guy. So why don't you show us new guys the tour?
So as they continue to talk to the cultist, they find out that even the master, or the creator as some call him, has been in the tomb. That's why the cultists have been gathering bodies here. They use their cultist as cover in order to learn even more about the tomb and the cultists.
Why don't you introduce us to your brothers here and, tell them how devout we are?
As they work themselves inside, they add Morgana, who's still playing dead, onto the pile of corpses. The captain continues to use his charm spell to have the cultists introduce them to others.
Under my breath, I say to Kaido, what are we doing about Morgana?
The group begins to formulate a plan in order to get Morgana back onto the team and be a contributing member. The best that they can come up with is to use Giant Lizard Boy to do it.
But I was like, I could maybe convince them that, because I'm a Dragonborn, I'm going to eat the fresh body. Because maybe they don't know, but Dragonborn aren't actually that rare, so I don't think that'll actually work. So I'm not going to actually try that. What I could also maybe do is put out that little fire and give her some cover of darkness, and maybe she can sneak out.
Well, they continue to work their way through the tomb. They do find that the creator has been there, and they're trying to find out all the information that they can. This is the same gentleman who attacked Belloc in the south.
And do you ever actually see what he does to the bodies? And what happens when the bodies come back out of the creator's office?
They unfortunately don't find too much information about what's been going on behind closed doors. This is a low-ranking cultist after all. They do find out that the cultists have been going west recently, and there does seem to be some change in the wind.
Yes, we're asking our charmed guide what is happening to the west.
Because we're the new guys, we need to know how the operation works so we can help out as best we can.
Well, they don't get too much information out of this guy, as he is a low-ranking cultist. But what they do discover is that the cultists are required to give about 2 bodies per day, and it's in their best interest to do so for the master. They get free room and board, and then the group decides to try and get Morgana out of her predicament on the pile of corpses.
Hey, Lisbon, do you want to take that rock gnome for lunch for later?
I think about it and I put it together and I go, yeah, she is fresh, isn't she? Can we put her? I'm going to put her aside. And so I put her somewhere kind of clean.
And I tell him, well, my dragonborn friend here gets very grumpy if he doesn't eat. And, you don't really need a rock gnome anyways. They're not very valuable to you. It's probably more valuable to our friend for nourishment.
Excuse me. I usually put my food on the rock in the sun to warm it up. Perhaps I can take this body, put it somewhere safe outside in the forest, and by the time we're done with our tour, it will be nice and warm for lunch. And I'm very hungry.
Well, the group continues their tour around the tomb. They see how many bodies are around. They see where the quote-unquote barracks is located. And with the mention of lunch, the cultist does bring up the fact that they do have a that they do have a good chef, and he makes very good food, and they are more than welcome to go get some food from him.
Yeah, let's go real quick. We'll see what he's cooking. Then I gotta get back to work.
Our adventurers are ushered into a very immaculately clean room. It's much different than the other parts of the room. It's warm and inviting. There's soft firelight going on, and the smell of food is in the air as opposed to the smell of death. This is where our party meets Wyatt Chefsfield, who's a chef. He states that he's a great chef and he offers the group food.
I say, you run a tight ship. You seem like my kind of guy. My kind of guy. You would do well in the galleys.
At the compliment, Wyatt is very happy. He very much likes to keep everything clean so that way he can prepare the best food. He offers them food again, and he even gets excited when Lisbon comes in. It's been a long time since he's seen any Dragonborn, but he did spend time in the Claws, where Dragonborn are still known to reside within Esaconia.
And it's a long time since I've had cuisine of the Claws. Is there anything petite?
Wyatt begins to prepare them all food, even preparing something special for the Wood Elf that's known for Wood Elf culture. It does become apparent, though, that he doesn't seem to belong here. He doesn't seem to be wearing a necklace. He seems much different than the other cultists, and he just seems different than the others.
Wyatt. Say, Wyatt, if you don't mind me asking, I noticed that you're not wearing one either. Are you?
I say, don't say either.
Or you're not wearing one. And I'm just curious. Are you one of us, or are you a hired hand?
Wyatt goes on to say that he's not a cultist, and he was really shocked by what they were doing here, and he's been trying really hard to get away, but he's kind of scared to leave. They are paying him gold in order to be their chef, but maybe that's not worth it anymore. He just wants to get out.
We should convince this cook to come with us.
Yes.
We happen to know a lot of people in the capital, and we can probably get you plugged in. In fact, I may be looking for a fine cook just such as yourself to work on one of my ships. Would you be interested in such a position?
They convinced Wyatt to meet them at Bell Lock, and now he is covered to leave the cultists without worrying. He's planning on leaving them when they move bases anyway, and now is a good time to anyway.
I shake his hand, and I thank him for the sandwich. As I put it in my pocket, or take a bite, put it in my pocket. And I say to everyone else in the group, it's time to leave. And our charmed guide, I ask him to come with us as we exit quickly.
Well, they know that they're running out of their charm spell, so they decide to bring the cultist outside and see what they can do about dispatching him.
Back into the woods where the bodies are hidden. We have to take care of business.
This particular cultist was a little bit stronger than they thought. A small battle ensues, and the party is exposed when he yells while Lisbon tries to grapple him. The battle ends when Morgana uses the spell Thunderclap, and the cultist's head explodes from the blast. But now everyone in 100 feet radius has heard the blast. Our heroes retreat back into the woods at their camp to discuss what they've learned.
It seems like it's pretty easy to pull off, like walking around inside like pretending to be a cultist. Doesn't seem to be too difficult to do.
I learned that I am great at playing dead.
We learned that there's not that many of them, even though there was more than we could safely handle.
Mm-hmm.
We also learned that that's probably their main base, because that's where the creator was. And we also learned that they're going to be moving south in the near future.
Wait, Are they going to be moving south, or are they just going to be moving?
Someone said, I heard south.
Yeah, I think the chef said something like
Oh,
that.
that was the chef?
The chef
Yeah.
said he was going south.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
He said he wasn't going to necessarily go with them.
okay.
You guys are horrible detectives.
So we still need to figure out where they're going to go. Maybe the next one we find, we can capture and torture or befriend or something. We could befriend them. But we can charm them and ask them where they're going.
Well, are we going to go back to the village to report what we found?
Yeah, well, it would be maybe good if we run into one more to see if we can figure out where they're going before we get back to the village, because that will inform us where to go from there.
True.
Okay. Because I was gonna volunteer to just keep an eye on them on the camp. Well, you guys went to the village for reinforcements.
We should have asked our charmed guide where they were going before we dispatched them.
Yeah.
That's why I was trying to grapple him. I thought we could maybe get a little bit out of him, but I forgot he could yell for help with his mouth that he would give us information with.
We ran out of time with them.
Otherwise, I would have just I would have fought him right away. But yeah, we might have gotten away with it too, so we could like sneak back in with our cleric. Hopefully, maybe Tav will return.
He does drink a lot of beer.
Yeah, there's a locked wooden door to the office.
Yeah. I'm just concerned if we go back to the village that they'll move and we won't know where they went to. But at the same time, I don't think that we can take them on ourselves safely.
Well, we could charm someone who's at P Rock.
Yeah, all right.
What's P Rock?
P Rock. It's a new CBS kids.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, P Rock.
The Rock LP.
Indeed. Yeah.
Good idea.
And yeah, if those effects last about an hour, we could do maybe we could do like another tour, perhaps, of the inside. If we could think of anything else we need.
Well, those guards might recognize us this time.
Yeah, that's true.
There was also, I think we covered everything inside there that really mattered. There was a passageway in the north part of there, but it looked like there was stuff that like barriers there. It looked like there were rocks in the passageway.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and the barracks wasn't as barracky as I thought.
And they're moving,
And it looks,
so
Yeah, they're moving. Yeah.
have
it
to
looks
find
like
out
the
where.
creator is playing Dr. Frankenstein behind his wooden door there.
That's what it seems like, yeah.
If we split up too, I could stay with Kaido because I'm used to being outdoors. I don't have to like. Actually, going into town is kind of the weird thing for Lisbon a little bit.
Yeah, I mean the cook, the chef might know. So if we go back to the town,
Yeah.
we meet up with the chef and hire him.
He could tell us where they're going.
He seems expensive, but maybe we can convince him.
We could charm him.
Could Shanghai him.
We could charm him into making us a delicious dinner and telling us everything we want to know.
Think you'd do it for a bottle of whiskey?
'Cause I'm sure he's overheard the guys talking in the barracks there.
We could probably maybe, if we can get him really on our side, we can convince him to poison everyone as the chef.
It means to be seen.
Maybe.
He's definitely seemed like he was fed up with
Or we could
whatever was
we could
going on.
we could get back to the village and he'd be nowhere to be found too. He is traveling alone.
He did say that he would meet us there,
He did.
so I don't think he'd. Yeah, unless something bad happened. So maybe we go back and get him to come with us and figure out where the new.
Hideout is.
We certainly have enough information to give a report.
Agreed.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah, we know like numbers and blah blah blah. So yeah,
I'm good with that.
so we'll get somebody at P Rock to get like a last bit of information, and then we'll go find the chef, or go find the chef instead of the P Rock in the P Rock assault. Because if we can't go in again, if they like recognize us to that degree as like the murderers of that dude, then yeah, why not P Rock a couple more people?
Well, they just saw Zed explode. There's a good chance they didn't see why.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if they don't know it's us, then yeah, we should keep our identities as the new
Well,
cultists.
we'll keep our disguises.
Yeah. Maybe we could say we saw it happen and we chased the mage away who blew up that guy's head, and then we came back as soon as we could.
I feel like that's an awful lot of attention on us. We'll start asking questions, looking at us a little too closely.
Yeah. If the plan was to like walk in with our disguises again, be like, well, where were you guys? Be like, oh, well, we were chasing the weirdo who blew that guy's head up. Did you see that?
Did you see that?
But we could also do the P Rock and go talk to the chef, or just talk to the chef. But we have time to think about it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We could kick all their butts because they are evildoers of evil.
Because, I've been eaten.
Be leading away, this might be the perfect time to sneak back in.
Divided they shall fall.
They seem like they're on high alert.
Have you heard of the blessings of our Lord Lathander?
I don't even know where they are.
Sometimes your friends' heads just explode. It's
Probably go back to the trees and wait to see what happens. All right.
Good.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks.
thank you.
It's really fun.
Thanks, everybody.